got a question. How do you count seeds? I know how I used to count seeds before I started working for a seed company, but the question is, how do you count seeds? Here are the butternut squash seeds that I saved from one butternut squash. Now, so I see a cat hair in here, which is not unusual considering I have 5 of them. However, right now what we're doing is we're going to count these seeds that are in this bowl. And how do you count them? Oops. So right here, I'm going to pour these out on my cutting board. Kitty tails. Okay. So how do you count the seeds? Count them like, here's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, there's 10. And we'll continue doing that. Okay. Better way is this way. Use a tool. And that way it's a lot easier than picking it up in your hand. It's faster. There's 5. There's 10 right there. There's 3, 5, 10. And continue on. 5, 10. Etc., etc. This is what I'm using. It's just a little short little 6-inch ruler that I use in quilting. Some of you may have one of those. Here's another tool you can use. A popsicle stick. Another one. A pencil. One of my favorites. This came when I bought some kind of bead product. I'm not exactly sure what it was. The label on the back of it says Beadsmith Scoopies. Well, this is exactly the same thing that we used when I worked in the lab to measure chemicals. So these are available everywhere. But I love this thing because it's perfect. If you've got little seeds or whatever, you scoop them up and you can just pour them out. Love this thing. And again, this same thing is good for counting seeds. So I've got 10, 20, 30 right there. And here's 5, 6, 10, so here's 40. And continue. I'll count these seeds. You don't need to watch me count all however many seeds there are here. Then we're going to calculate what the percent germination, no, not percent germination because I don't have that information yet. We're going to calculate how many of these seeds we think were good based on the float test I did yesterday. So I'll be back with you on that in just a minute. Let me finish counting the seeds. Okay, I counted these seeds twice just to be sure, just to be accurate. And in these I counted 238 seeds. Now, of the 2 batches that I did yesterday, I divided the seeds into 2 parts, put one of them in plain water, the other part in soapy water, and in each of those parts there were 2 seeds each that floated to the top after 12 hours or so. So I'm going to add those 4 seeds to the amount that I've counted, because that's the total seeds that I collected from the squash. That comes to 242 seeds. Now, the next thing I want to do is, so I have 4 seeds out of 242 seeds. Now, what percentage of seeds are bad, what percentage of seeds are good? So let's look at this. Let's work on the calculator. Okay, I need to, not that. Close that. Oh, come on, close these things. Darn it. Here we go. All the things I had open on here. You find my, I have my calculator in my utilities, and so here's the calculator. So I had 4 out of 242. So let's say 4 divided by 242 equals 0.0165. That's that. Now multiply that times 100 to get a percentage. So that means 1.65% of these seeds were not any good. So 1.652, so that still rounds up to 1.65. If we want to round it to 2 decimal places, or to 1 decimal place, that would be 0.2, because the 6 would go, let me turn this around, you can see that. You can see the calculator? Wait a minute, you know what? I'm going to turn it this way, because I'm going to have to turn this upside down. Okay. So we have 1.652,89256. That is the percentage of seeds that were not good. So I'm going to subtract that. I'm going to change the sign on that. I don't think I can on this one. But let's say 100 minus 1.65. 100 minus 1.65 equals 98.35. So that means that we have approximately 98% of these seeds. Out of 242 seeds, 98% approximately should be good seeds. We should have 98% germination. This is the germination that we expect to get from these seeds that we collected. And I would have no problem trading these seeds with somebody, because I do believe that these seeds are mostly good. That's how easy it is. You can do the same thing. It's not hard. It's not hard. We learned to do this in the 8th grade. And if you've been through the 8th grade, then you should know how to do this. You might have forgotten some math skills that you had back then, but easy enough to remember how to do. It just takes a little bit of nudging. So there we go. We now have our estimated germination rate.